Bitter women instantly learn to trust again by following these 4 simple steps. But how can I ever trust a man again after what he did to me? I just stared at the computer screen, glassy-eyed and sad. There I was at my desk poring through the endless stack of emails I get every day asking for relationship advice, and just like every day, variations on the exact same question kept bubbling to the top again and again and bursting in my face like an endless geyser of bitterness and broken-hearted tears. Questions like, my ex-boyfriend cheated on me with my best friend. How can I ever trust a man again? I met a man online and he lied to me and tried to get me to send him money. How can I ever trust a guy again? I thought my boyfriend wanted the same future I did, but instead of proposing he broke up with me. I gave him my best years and got nothing in return. How can I ever trust a man again? And on and on and on. Thousands and thousands of women nursing battered and broken hearts and stuck somewhere between wounded suspicion that all men are scum, and bright-eyed hope that the prince you've been waiting for is still on his way. If you've ever felt yourself feeling inconsolably bitter and unable to trust men, read the rest of this article right now and watch the special video I'm going to tell you about in just a moment as I teach you the 4 simple steps to instantly eliminating bitterness and learning to trust again no matter how badly you've been wounded in the past. Step 1. Stop confusing trusting a man with hoping he'll meet your secret expectations. Quick quiz. Without looking at the dictionary app on your phone, what does trust mean to you anyway? Got an answer? Can you say it in 10 words or less? Or is it more a feeling that makes your heart thump with desperate longing? Here's the funny part. I've asked a lot of women this exact same question and most of them have had a very hard time saying exactly what trusting a man, or anybody, actually means in the first place. Why? Because, and this might sound harsh, but from a man's perspective. Most women don't actually know what trust means in the first place. Let's take a look at the definition of trust from dictionary.com. Trust, verb, to rely upon or place confidence in someone or something, which is kind of gobbledygook. As a guy, I can tell you that to me trusting someone means I have confidence that he or she will do what they say they're going to do, act according to their nature. I trust sharks to act like sharks. Also lawyers have my back in a conflict and my best interests at heart, not actively try to hurt me, and that's kind of it. What trust doesn't mean, and shouldn't mean, is wanting a guy to live up to expectations he might not even be aware of, and might not be able to or want to live up to anyway. Before I get into this next part, one need to say, some men are total scumbags who do truly terrible things to women. If you were physically or emotionally abused by a man, then your lack of trust of men is as understandable as a kid who gets bitten by a dog and from then on goes into panic mode when he sees a chihuahua. And if you were in a monogamous relationship and were cheated on, that is in fact a betrayal. Though that's about that particular guy, not all men in general. Women cheat about as often as men these days, and most men and most women don't cheat. But, a lot of women who feel like they can never trust again feel that way not because all men are untrustworthy, but because actual men never live up to the Prince Charming fantasy you've been told to expect since you were a little girl. Again, trusting someone means having confidence that they'll do what they say they're going to do. Integrity, act according to their nature, don't expect a dog to act like a duck, have your back and be on your team and not actively try to hurt you. Nowhere on that list is the idea that you should trust a man to live up to the perfect man fantasies you've been told you should want since you were a 6-year-old playing with your Barbie dolls. If you consciously or unconsciously expect a man to treat you like a goddess, never even look at other women, have a penis that does magic tricks, constantly shower you with gifts, tell you all his deepest secrets, slay dragons for you and want what you want him to want even if he doesn't really want it. Well, then it's not that you can't trust men, it's that you have an impossible fantasy that will always leave you disappointed. Step 2, forgive yourself for letting a man break your trust. Okay, this will be shorter than step 1, I promise. The reason so many women have trouble learning to trust men again isn't because all men are assholes or anything like that. It's because of shame. Did your face just go beet red? Mine did. Why? Because shame is a terrible emotion and a very powerful word. The fact is there's two reasons it's for you to trust again. Is fear that if you give a man the power to hurt you, and loving someone means giving them tremendous power to hurt you, you'll be wounded, battered and devastated again. Your unconscious mind thinks, last time I trusted a man I got hurt. If I don't trust a man again I won't get hurt. Done. Is the shame that comes from feeling like you were foolish to trust the guy who broke your trust, or perhaps just disappointed your expectations, in the first place. And I'll tell you right now, this feeling of shame, of having messed up, of being dumb and bad because you let love convince you to make unwise decisions. That's the real reason you're so racked by anxiety and feel that overwhelming compulsion to do a Google search, credit check, criminal background check and astrological compatibility chart on every guy you're even a little attracted to. And why you find yourself sabotaging potential relationships before they even get started. It's because your unconscious mind doesn't want to feel wrong again. And from your unconscious mind's point of view, not trusting any man actually guarantees that you'll never have to feel ashamed of yourself for being dumb and giving trust to the wrong guy again. Which is why you need to forgive yourself right now. You might not even know it, but if you feel like you can't trust, it probably means you're angry at yourself for putting yourself in a position where you could get hurt in the first place. And the way to forgive yourself is to understand why you trusted in the past and accept that even though you got hurt you had the right intentions. The fact is, you trusted in the past because just like every other person on the planet you want to be loved, and being loved means giving another person the power to hurt you. Just because a man hurt you in the past does not mean you were wrong to trust any human with a penis. It means you took a risk, and in this particular case that risk didn't give you the reward of eternal love and astonishing sex you wanted. Listen to me. You weren't foolish to love a man no matter how much he may have betrayed you or hurt you. There's nothing to be ashamed of. You are only being human. When you love again you will get hurt again, though hopefully not as bad this time because you are older, wiser and your eyes are wider open. How do you forgive yourself? You go into the bathroom, you look yourself in the eye and you tell yourself, Sarah, I know you're ashamed and angry and hurt over what happened with Joe. But everything you did with the best of intentions and I forgive you. It'll feel really good, I promise. You might cry. I did. Step 3. Eliminate victim language from your vocabulary. What's victim language? That's a really easy question, and once I tell you you're going to think of a ton of people in your life who use it all the time. In fact, you probably have an aunt who uses nothing but victim language and wonders why nobody wants to sit next to her at Thanksgiving. Victim language is when you use words that give away all your power and paint you as a passive victim. For example, let's talk about everybody's favorite topic. Cheating. Boo. I can't even tell you how many times I've heard this exact same sentence. How can I ever trust a man again after what he did to me? Ugh. Here's the blunt and honest truth. Nobody can make you a victim but you. Nobody can make you happy but you. Nobody can make you feel anything but you. And unless somebody physically assaults you, robs you or in some other way directly attacks you, they aren't doing anything to you at all. In the case of cheating, it's not that he did something to you that made you not be able to trust men again. It's that he did something and now you have a really hard time trusting men. Do you see the difference? If you let yourself be a victim, it gives all the power to the guy who disappointed you or betrayed your trust. But if you eliminate victim language, it means you have the power and you have control. And finally, Step 4. Learn the secret truth of who men really are. Okay, do you remember 9 hours ago? Man, this is getting long, when I gave you a definition of what trust is, and what it isn't? Sure you do, I said. As a guy I can tell you that to me trusting someone means I have confidence that he or she will, do what they say they're going to do, act according to their nature. I trust sharks to act like sharks. Also lawyers have my back in a conflict and my best interests at heart, not actively try to hurt me, and that's kind of it. I want to close this video out by talking about number 2 up there. Act according to their nature, which I could change to act according to his nature as a man. See? In my 6 years helping literally hundreds of thousands of women, I've discovered that the absolute biggest problem facing most women is that they fundamentally don't understand who men are, what we want, what drives us, what trust and honor mean to us, or how to communicate with us in a way that actually works. Bluntly, most women treat men like we're incompetent women, and end up alone and/or miserable because of it. Well, that's all for now. Thank you. If you would like any further advice, click the link below.